Celtics Talk Podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com. 11 locations across New England.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into a very special edition of the Celtics Talk Podcast here on the NBC Sports Boston Podcast Network. We're stepping away from the games today, and we're going to put one player in particular in the spotlight, Luke Kornet. I know we haven't seen a lot of Luke Kornet this year, but I suspect if you're listening to this on the ramp to Friday's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers in particular, that we're going to see a lot more Luke Kornet moving forward. Now, you might remember there was some buzz in the training camp. He got spotted as wearing a first unit jersey. Then he injured his ankle and was out and missed all the preseason games. I still think the Celtics have a lot of internal confidence in Luke Kornet, but I also feel like we don't know a whole lot about him because you haven't seen him. And kind of just reaching out to some people in his background this week, it's kind of crazy that the way his basketball journey started. So I want to start there. First off, I don't know if people know, but essentially Luke is the son of Frank Kornet, who played 89 games with the Bucks back from 1989 to 1991. His son was undersized in high school. I think that's a fair way to put it. Was only 6'1" as a freshman in high school, and then sort of had this 11-inch growth spurt to get over 7 feet over the course of his high school career. But it happened so late that Luke didn't have anybody sort of looking for him on the recruiting path. And the great story is that essentially towards the end of his senior year, and he doesn't have any offers, and his dad reaches out to this Texas Select AAU program and says, "Hey, can my kid come play for you?" And Luke goes and plays at this fairly prestigious tournament down there in Texas and catches the eyes of some recruiters. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, wait, how does this kid not have any offers? He was planning to look into SMU and be the ball boy. But no, he ends up landing an opportunity at Vanderbilt, some family ties, and obviously gets a chance to blossom, still goes undrafted, but it feels like he's a little bit of a late bloomer when it comes to basketball. It's just crazy that, there was a chance he wasn't even going to pursue basketball at the college level. And now here he is trying to fulfill an NBA dream and figure out his path here with the Celtics. It's been a little bit of a wild ride for Luke at the NBA levels, has an opportunity with the Knicks, and then is doing 10-day deals. He's in Boston, and then he's with, USA Basketball for a while, and then comes back with the Celtics last year and is a part of the NBA Finals journey. And, I just think it's a guy who's just trying to figure out his way. What I think a lot of people don't know is he is a legit 7'2", 260 pounds probably. He's someone who can fill the middle of that paint and help these Celtics. And I think that's what the Celtics are hoping is, especially as he gets his ankle healthier, that Luke can help them here while they navigate this period to start the season without Robert Williams, with Al Horford already sitting out one night of a back-to-back. Can the Noah Vonleys and Luke Kornets of the world help you get through? And I hope he gets an opportunity here. Luke is on a non-guaranteed deal. So he's got a little bit to prove here to both stay on the roster, though I would say his spot is probably more cemented than maybe Noah Vonleh's at this point. The other thing is he's a really good teammate. You'll hear a clip at the end of this podcast with some of our favorite lines from Luke, and just the personality that came through. You can remember that bench group last year was such a big personality, and all those guys were rooting so hard for the Celtics on both their second half run and through the playoffs. And Luke was a prime part of all of that. I got a chance to sit down with Luke. You'll hear that interview coming up from Media Day. But here's the story I really want to tell. Hopefully you check it out on NBC Sports Boston as well. But if you've ever been scrolling through Brad Stevens' social media and you go over to, and he's not a high volume tweeter, not a real social media guy. He's actually told us when he was coaching that he didn't really do the Twitter much anymore and then deleted it from his phone. But if you swipe across to his likes, you'll find one. And it is a Luke Kornet summer hype video. And I find this fascinating. So I brought that information to Luke, and you will hear his reaction later. He was actually playing some pickup ball in Tennessee over the summer when his friends delivered word that Brad Stevens had liked that video. And he was probably as surprised as anybody. And but I thought it was great because I told that information to Marcus Smart, and Marcus kind of looked down at his shoes and said, I thought me and Brad had a special relationship, but doesn't like any Marcus Smart videos. Nope. Only Luke Kornet. And so I think that goes a long way towards whether it was a clumsy thumb and Luke might have taken some offense to that suggestion or not. I think there's a good deal of confidence within the Celtics organization about Luke Kornet and his potential to help this team, and it's hammered home by Brad Stevens' social media activity. But let's get right into it. Luke is a super intriguing, super interesting guy to talk to. The other thing I learned after this interview that I wish I'd known before is evidently he has the sweetest golf swing in the world. And there's some video out there. I think you can see him playing golf when he was with the Knicks with Mike Breen out on the course. And no 7'2" man should have as sweet a swing as Luke Kornet, who can also hit the ball a billion yards, a Happy Gilmore-like drives off the tee. So he's multi-talented, this Luke Kornet, and I hope we get to see it out on the basketball court. But let's get into it. Here's our Media Day interview with Luke Kornet. How's your summer?
Summer was good. Yeah, we were back home in Nashville. There's a lot of family time, stuff like that. Yeah.
What was it like? Obviously, you go through the finals, like that whole experience. What was last year as a whole, just coming back to the team and being part of that final experience?
Last season I think was it was definitely really special because I haven't been on the team like at the end of the year before, and then coming into it when a lot of us did, like me and Sam obviously get moved up to being like full rotation, and especially like the roster definitely changed a little bit in that last couple months. But by the time we were there, I mean, it was a pretty awesome ride to be on, and just how hard everyone was playing and how well we were playing, and then to go through the finals and the playoffs. I think it was interesting because it's just like you just go round by round and you have no idea what's kind of going to happen by the end of it, and then all of a sudden you realize, you're one of two teams left, and to not be able to win it was definitely difficult and I think hard for us. But I think we're able to like appreciate the level it took to get there, and then also for like everyone who was on that team, I think it's definitely just like memories and bonding, and I think like that part of it was even more special just because you kind of develop relationships and going through something like that. It was, especially for like the guys of us who I was spending a lot more time with, the guys at the end of the bench for 3 hours before the game playing 3-on-3 and stuff like that. I feel like everyone was actually able to like get outside of themselves, and that was like a really special thing to be a part of, especially.
It's tough to see some of those guys move this summer. Obviously, to bring in Malcolm, but like you guys had a great little vibe there at the end of it. So you like got to be the guy who keeps the good vibes going down there.
I definitely hope to be. That's like I mean, all the guys last year like were incredibly like special, and like it was special memories and stuff like that. But I mean, every single person and every teammate I've ever had is like there's something special about them, and I think that's something that like you're excited for with every season, even if you have the same group of guys every year is so different. So I think we kind of know at this point in playing basketball that happens, and you accept it. Yeah.
All right, I got a little bit of a creative one for you. So I don't know if you've seen this. Brad Stevens has liked one tweet on social media, and it says, "Do not sleep on Luke Kornet."
Yeah.
How does that feel?
So I'm not on social media, but I have been texted this from various people. And I was playing pickup in Nashville, I think. I don't know. It's just kind of, that was just kind of a funny thing. And it's, I mean, I don't know if that's just all kind of humor and funny. Yeah.
I mean, I understand that, but still, like he's had a clumsy thumb on only one tweet, and it had to do with you.
Oh, I highly doubt it was a clumsy thumb. Just saying. It was, but yeah, it was also funny because it was playing pickup, and it was, not the most normal of possessions that I would expect to have in a Celtics uniform. So yeah.
Well, I think you should wear it as a badge of respect. Obviously, so what are you thinking the last couple of weeks when Gallinari gets hurt? Obviously, Rob's going to miss sometimes. Do you feel more pressure? Do you feel like, okay, this is my opportunity? How do you embrace that situation?
I mean, I think there's definitely just truth to both that. I feel like the place I've tried to get to in my like life and in my career is just like accepting the role that you're given and like being ready for whatever it is. And so it's like I'm definitely excited and hoping that I can honestly just help our team be as good a team as possible. And that's like kind of what my overarching theme and goal is, no matter what it is. And it's like whether you're called to play 30 minutes or you're like not called to play any minutes and anywhere in between, it's just like to be ready for that. And to like, I mean, I love to play basketball. I really enjoy it. So it's like that part's always kind of the easy part. Like it doesn't really take anything to step in and try to like do the best I can to help win. It's like what I do in playing basketball every day. So it's I don't really think a whole lot changes that. Just like what is expected and what you have to like need to do to help our team best do that changes. And so I think I'm just ready for that, and excited for the opportunity. And
what haven't we seen from the Luke Kornet experience to this point?
The Luke Kornet experience, I think that's quite the statement. I mean, I don't really I haven't had the opportunity to be on the floor a ton, and I think when it comes to being on the floor, I just really want to play winning basketball and want to play very connected basketball, and the more I can do that, it's I almost hope to not really. I hope it never is the Luke Kornet experience as much as for it to be the Boston Celtics and for us to be playing like Celtics basketball is, I hope the thing that shines through, and to see honestly the strengths of every person on the court being showed in the best light that they can is all I kind of really hope to do. So yeah.
So I'm not going to ask you again the specifics, but it's been kind of a crazy couple of weeks here for the team. How do you guys kind of power through that, especially at the start of camp? And who do you think it's got to be that's got to help you kind of move forward?
Yeah, I think, it's obviously a difficult situation. I don't know if it really falls down to any one person as much as it comes down to every single person, and kind of like I was saying, of just whether you're a coach or a player or a trainer or staff member, it's we just all have to accept what it is that our job is to do, and that we have a lot of people in the building that are we're all still striving to put another banner up. And so and that's the overarching goal and the one theme that brings us all together. And so I think it's just accepting whatever each of our roles is and responsibilities, and what that takes is really the most important thing.
What have your impressions been being around Joe Mazzulla the past 2 years, and how do you think what can he do to kind of, again, as the head coach now?
Yeah, I think it's as an assistant and having him around, it's I think everyone respects Joe so much, and I think that's I mean it's obviously a strange situation to be put in, but I think Joe's ready for it, and I think everyone will be ready to really stand behind him and galvanize behind him, because I don't know if anyone's ever had any doubt that Joe was there for any other reason than to help them become the best player and to hold their team accountable to the highest standard it could. And so it's kind of in the same way. It's just he's now in that role, and he's doing the same thing he's always done. It's just it calls for different tasks. Yeah.
Who's the one guy that's going to surprise us this year? And you can pick yourself if you want.
The one guy who's going to surprise us.
Your little informal games, or what you've seen on social media. Who's gonna?
I mean, I think honestly, everyone will be able to step in some way. I'm really excited for Samuel David Hauser, and hopefully just to see him continue growing as a player, coming in from last year. I think he just got better at every step along the way, and hoping that more opportunity kind of opens up that he can continue to do that. But I mean, I think it's not really about the individuals with us, which is kind of the most important thing. It's all so collective. So.
But you think Hauser's ready? I mean, that's because he's like you with the depth openings. It feels like you guys have an opportunity here to really show.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's ready, including him, and I think he's been working hard for the whole time that I've known him. And it's a thing of when you're a championship caliber team, there's only so many minutes to go around, but everyone has something to give, and I think Sam's definitely one of those guys.
And last thing, what was the most fun thing you did this summer?
The most fun.
It's a short off season for you guys, but
yeah. I'm trying to think.
Is it crazy?
Crazy would not be the word to describe the Kornet family household. We hosted some large gatherings of people at our home and had dinner, and my wife cooks and stuff like that. So that honestly was probably some of my favorite moments. We also went to the zoo with our little one. That was precious. So
how old are the little ones?
She's 18 months now, but we had gone before when she was an infant, and she had no idea what was going on, and this time she could actually interact. So she touched a kangaroo. So that was.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there we go. Highlight of the summer. Yeah.
I don't know how that. I was going to try to make a basketball analogy, but I don't know. But that's awesome.
Oh,
my daughter pet a kangaroo this year too. But
beautiful.
Well, here's the thing. It was like a. I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't. There was a lady who brought a kangaroo to a zoo in South Carolina,
Wow.
It wasn't like
Well,
as part of the
BYOK,
She just like an illegal kangaroo that they brought in. So she didn't get sick or anything. I hope. So far so good.
It's kind of strange. You go to a zoo, you think they're all licensed
right.
marsupials. Yeah.
So, look, Luke is a super fun guy to be around. I think, again, when we saw at the end of last season and the camaraderie at the end of the bench and him in the middle of it and falling on top of guys and just, all the mannerisms that were going on at the end of the bench, Luke was a big reason why the Celtics found the reserves there, that reserve group found some joy and found a way to impact the playoff run, even if it wasn't necessarily on the court. I think he had to look around this summer and feel pretty lonely. All those guys got traded to Indiana as part of the Malcolm Brogdon deal, but Luke is still here and trying to bring the vibes, and maybe we'll see a little bit more of him in that Cleveland game. He's familiar with those Cavaliers, so a good chance for him to help out. We'll see just how much impact Luke Kornet can bring to the court. We're going to leave you with the best of Luke to wrap up this episode. Everybody go like, subscribe, check us out on the YouTube page. We'll catch you next time on the Celtics Talk podcast.
People ask player comps all the time, and they're like, "Oh, is it Matt Bonner?" And I'm like, "No, it's Allen Iverson." I think we're gonna retool our entire offense built around, kind of just getting me the ball in the open court. Big math guy growing up, ninth grade hit geometry, protractor, 90 degrees. Friday night's pizza night. We do little cast iron pizzas, so that's a special occasion.
You're not ordering.
I don't make a lot. My wife makes a lot of
Okay.
stuff. I facilitate. The problem with the green cornet is that it's like, because to be hornet is cornet, but it's like cornet. And so I'm gonna go with unicornet, just
Wow.
because.
Okay.
Even though I
was not expecting this.
Yeah, but it's more appropriate for green. See, but the cornet thing is just. But I'm okay
You
with
sound
it. I want to say I'm okay
extremely
with it.
indecisive right now.
I'm phlegmatic, as my wife will tell you, and so indecision can be an issue. God bless her. I should have said that.